and welcome back to the Books Are Everywhere. Today we are here with my July wrap-up. I'm aware we are nearly at the end of August, but I'm here at last with my July wrap-up. I still like doing these, and I realised that I didn't have that many books to talk about, so I thought I would just quickly give you my July wrap-up before it's too late and then I end up having to do July and August in one. I would rather do them separately if I can. I also have something exciting to unbox which I don't think really would take a whole video, so I thought I would throw it in here as well, although it's a little bit random. So I have 8 to 9 books that I need to talk about in this video. The reason I say 8 to 9 is because there is one that is kind of 2 novellas in one, so it kind of depends how you count that. I actually counted them separately because they're listed separately on Goodreads from their initial release, and I think it makes more sense to review them separately and talk about them separately, but you can decide that for yourselves whether I read 8 or 9 books in the month of July. I like to think 9 because 9 means I read 1 more book in July than I did in June, and it's nice to have that. So yeah, I am still reading a little bit less than maybe I did at the start of the year, but it's still a good amount, so I'm not too mad about it. The first book I read in July, and I have passed this one on to a friend now, so I haven't actually got my physical copy, but it's Cat Dragon by Samantha Birch. I think this one either is just out or is about to come out. I had a proof copy. Thank you to HarperCollins for my proof copy. This is a cosy fantasy book following our main character, and we're in a world where they have cat dragons as like familiars. So all of the witches or magical people have familiars, but our main character, who is called Aloysia, I might be mispronouncing that, I'm not sure how it's intended to be pronounced, doesn't actually have her cat dragon yet, and this story is kind of following her as she is trying to find her cat dragon and bonding with her cat dragon, and also is going on this like kind of quest with her best friend's brother, and there is also like a romance element to this one. I did enjoy this one, but I honestly feel like I enjoyed the premise more than I actually did the contents of the book itself. I've seen somebody else reviewing this and saying the author does use kind of overly flowery language and that can make it confusing sometimes, but I really liked the atmosphere of this. There were definitely some cosy scenes in there which I really liked and reminded me of books like The Secret Society of Irregular Witches and Legends and Lattes, which I think this is trying to be in the same kind of vein as. But yeah, I did still enjoy this one, but I've passed it on to a friend who I think might enjoy it more than me, just because of the writing style. But I still liked the cosy atmosphere and those elements to it, so I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I am then going to talk about 3 of these books in one because it's a series. So I read Twin Crowns, Cursed Crowns and Burning Crowns by Katherine and Katherine Doyle. I listened to all of these on audio. So it was a reread for the first one and then the first time reading the other 2. I've been meaning to do this for a long time, but I actually have a proof of a standalone book in this series. Well, it's a standalone book in this world that's coming out in next year, in April or March or April next year, which is by Katherine Doyle. I've also read Catherine Webber's King of Beasts, which is her standalone book in this world, so I will talk about that in my August wrap-up. But anyway, back to this book. This series is following 2 sisters, one of whom has grown up as a princess as in this world, and one of them has grown up within this community of witches with her grandmother and all of these like magical people. They have very, very different worlds. So Wren, who was brought up with the witches, swaps places with Rose because she's trying to gain power and she's trying to protect the witches in this world. I loved the first book. I loved it when I read it. I really enjoyed it this time as well. I must say I didn't enjoy the other books in the series quite as much. I ended up giving this one 4 stars, 3.5 and then 3 stars. It's nice to see how the world expands, and it's cool to see all of the other characters and storylines that we bring into this world, and I always really liked the friendships, like the female friendship between the 2 sisters and between them and their other female friends. But I do feel like maybe part of it was that I didn't enjoy the audio as much as I enjoyed physically reading it. I also think as I'm getting older, like these are YA, so and most of the elements are obviously a bit more towards geared towards that teen audience. So I probably did enjoy Twin Crowns more when I read it last, because it would have been when it came out years ago, when I was a bit younger. But I did still enjoy this series. I enjoyed the first book more than I did the other two, but the audiobooks are really good as well, and they have at least dual narration. I think some of them have a bigger cast than that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But the audiobooks are really good, and I am currently reading, or just started, the standalone book that comes out next year written by Katherine Doyle, so I'm making my way through the books in this world. The next one I read, and this is the one that I said is actually two novellas, so I've got Snowplace Like LA and Seas and Greetings by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. This is actually part of the Christmas Notch series, which starts with A Merry Little Meet Cute by the same authors, and I actually really like that series. It's like one of my guilty pleasure romances, especially towards Christmas. These two novellas are set in the same world as those full-length novels, but they are set in July, so it's Christmas in July novellas, which is quite fun. I also read them in July on holiday, so I was partly like on the beach while I was reading this, which is really cool. Seas and Greetings is a sapphic romance following she organises, and she's like an influencer, but she also organises like cruises, if I remember rightly. And this, oh my god, it's kind of like my whole summary of these books is they're just kind of terrible, but they're also like fun and enjoyable as well. So she's organised this cruise which is based on Twilight, so it's called The Lion and the Lamb, and it's like a musical interpretation of Twilight, which is terrible. But anyway, because she's like this influencer, she has this bodyguard who is this woman called Krista, who has like an icy exterior, and the lines between their relationship as like bodyguard and influencer kind of blur. And the second one is Snowplace Like LA, which is set in Christmas Notch, and it's set on one of the film sets for something that's been filmed in Christmas Notch, which is Duke the Halls. If my memory serves me right, they were actually filming Duke the Halls in one of the main books, but I cannot remember. But it's following Yuka and Angel. It's like a second chance romance. They had like a fling before. They both obviously fell really hard for each other, and then Angel left for art school without a word, and Yuka is like pining after Angel, and they're actually kind of pining after each other. So yeah, I did enjoy both of these. They are silly, goofy, like just be prepared for that, but they are highly entertaining and fun, which is what I like about the Christmas Notch series in general. But just know what you're getting in for. I rated Snowplace Like LA 3 stars and Seas and Greetings 4 stars, because I definitely enjoyed Seas and Greetings a lot more. I loved the like cruise element of it in that setting, and there was also like an underlying like sinister mystery element to it, which I really didn't expect, but I just found that quite fun and entertaining to read about, and definitely wanted to keep reading that one. So yeah, I rated this one 3 stars and 4 stars, so 3.5 stars for the like bind up. But I know that these have both been released, I think, on Kindle separately a few years ago, and then this is like the traditional bind up edition, which has come out this year. The next book I read is The Enemy's Daughter by Marissa Poett, and this one is out now, I think. It's listed as an August release, but I don't have a date for it. I believe it might be out. I think it was like the 12th or 19th maybe. But this one is also from Harper, so thank you very much to HarperCollins for my copy. This is a YA romance, and I actually really enjoyed this. I really fell into the romance and the writing style. It's following Isadora, who is a daughter of like the clan leader, and she obviously thinks she knows like what's going on in the world, but then she is captured by her enemies, like by the enemy basically. And this is where it gets a bit silly. She is saved by this guy who is like seen as the enemy, who's also like a young guy. She's saved, like she's about to die. She was shot with a poisoned arrow, and she's saved by him. And they are like band together while he like saves her. It's a little like sinister in some ways. There's just something a little bit questionable about this bond they have between them, and then she feels like very trapped in that relationship and like where she is physically, because she's being kind of like rescued. But I did really enjoy this. As I said, I really fell into the story and I found it very addictive and compelling to read, and I did for the most part like the romance between these two, and I found the world quite interesting as well. So I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy this. I think it's a really solid YA fantasy romance, but there were just elements of it that I just found a little bit questionable maybe. I then read The Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop by Takuya Asakura, and I really liked this one as well. This one was also from HarperCollins, so thank you very much to them, and it also comes out in August, so if it's not already out, it will be out very soon. Again, I don't have an exact date. This is quite traditional Japanese translated fiction. It is following a Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop. It follows that traditional storyline of like, there's kind of 4 different stories and 4 different characters, if I remember rightly. And they all are like struggling with something in their lives when this bookshop magically appears to them. This Cherry Blossom Bookshop. And they all, in the bookshop, they come across like a book in this world that meant a lot to them, and it kind of teaches them about life. So very reminiscent of like other kind of this, I think it's called healing fiction. I've heard that term thrown around a bit, but I like that. Sometimes you just need that kind of healing element, and it was really sweet. I liked obviously that this was set around a bookshop. I thought that was really nice, and as with all like short stories, it's not a short story, but because it follows different characters, you're going to like some more than others, and there was one particular character that I just absolutely loved. He was so sweet, and his story, like he was an old man, but he had dementia or Alzheimer's, and that story was just heartbreaking, but I really liked that one. So overall, I gave this one 3.5 out of 5 stars as well. Last but not least, we have another 3.5 star book, and that is All I Want by Lyra Parish, and this, again, is sent to me by Harper's. Thank you very much to them, and it also comes out in August. Don't think I have a date, no, but it comes out in August. I think it might come out in September in the UK actually. I remember seeing like a slightly later release date for this one. This one, as you can kind of tell by the title, is a very, very cringy, soft, cozy autumn romance. But you can't help but love it. Like it was probably one of the most cringy and cliche books I've ever read, and one of the most like cheesy books I've ever read, I can't lie. But you also can't help but love it. Like this one is set in a place called Cozy Creek. It's autumn. It's following a main character called Autumn, who has a sister called Winter, I think, if I remember rightly, or summer, one of those things. But anyway, our main character is called Autumn. She works in this coffee shop in Cozy Creek. She's gone through kind of heartbreak in her life, and she meets Zane, who is this asshole guy who is actually a billionaire, but she doesn't know it. And he comes in and is basically addicted to her over the coffee that she serves him in the coffee shop. And they meet through this, and also because he lives in this house that she's always thought was haunted and is like exploring one day, and they end up like falling in love. And it's just, I'm not even spoiling it because all of this stuff and a lot more is on the back, but you know when you just expect something to go wrong, like it's just nothing goes wrong in this world. Like it's just everything's perfect and everything's sunshine and sprinkles, and like it's not. There's also some hard-hitting stuff in here which I really appreciated the way that was covered. There's a lot of stuff about their like past relationships and about kind of hard-hitting topics as well, like abuse, but for the most part like their actual relationship is just sunshine and daisies and unicorns, and like kind of gets a little tiring at times. But you can't help but love it. Like it's just, if that's what you're after, this is what you need to read. There's also a deluxe paperback coming out which will have like sprayed edges, and yeah, this is just very, very cozy autumnal romance. Like if you want that, here you go. Okay, those are all the books I read in July, so I also have a package to unbox, and it's from a Fairy Loot. It's not a monthly box. It is something I bought as a one-off, as part of like my collection. So we have The House of Many Ways and Castle in the Air by Dianna Wynne Jones. I am very excited to be owning these. I have not read anything by Dianna Wynne Jones other than House Moving Castle, which I've only read recently, so I'm very excited to have more of her works. I also have House Moving Castle and Kiki's Delivery Service in these beautiful Fairy Loot editions, so I just had to get my hands on these. They are just absolutely stunning. Like, the backs of them are beautiful, the spines are beautiful, the sprayed edges are just really something to behold. I love the colour palettes on all of these as well. Just every part of these books is just really luxurious and beautifully made, beautifully designed. Like, the end papers are stunning, and just the naked hardbacks are just absolutely beautiful. There's even like Diana's signature on the back, and both of them have reverse art on the dust jackets as well, which I just absolutely love. The design of these is just stunning. Like, those sprayed edges are definitely the most amazing part of this, but yeah. And this House of Many Ways, it's just absolutely stunning as well. The end papers are also really pretty, like not the most elaborate, but just really pretty. And under the dust jacket, again, I love the colour of this naked hardback as well. Absolutely beautiful. And once again are on the inside of the dust jacket. Really pretty. I do love this artwork though. Like, I don't see myself changing for the alternate designs, but I really love both of them. But I just love these so much. And I think the designer is the same, like the illustrator is the same as House Moving Castle and Kiki's Delivery Service copies that I have. They're both of these are by Josie Shimazaki. I'm just gonna check my copy of House Moving Castle, which again, absolutely stunning, and I think it's the same, yeah, same illustrator. And just like, I know this, I haven't just received this, I've had this for ages, but like, just absolutely stunning. And I have actually read this edition. Luckily it's still in good nick. I know I haven't just like received this, but just absolutely beautiful. I just love these so much, and I'm really excited to add these two to my collection, with House Moving Castle and Kiki's Delivery Service, and read more from Dianna Wynne Jones and the House Moving Castle like world. So yeah, very excited for these. I hope you didn't mind me unboxing them at the end of this video. Thank you if you did stay till the end of the video, and thank you if you watched at all my July wrap up. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.